What's up guys, welcome back to another video. I'm going to focus on engine covers in this one. I'm going to paint them up. They don't suit the colour scheme that I'm going with in this bright orange. So I'm going to rub them back, cut these things off, smooth them out, make them smooth covers. Going to put a bit of a design on there, or a bit of an idea, a bit of maybe a print. I'm going to go back to the roots a little bit. It was all black, just black covers, black everything. Toned it right down from what I was used to. I used to have purple and blue engine parts, turbo covers, all sorts of stuff. Going to go back to a bit of that. Not going to overdo it. Got an idea that I'm going to run on the covers. Want to do a bit more of a design of some sort. So I'm going to run with the WX 41401 on there. Maybe a bit of a print. I've been working on the computer, which I'll show you after. That number is my pop's war number when he was in the army, so it's got a bit of a sentimental meaning to me. I try and put it on a bit of everything. It's on the car, it's on the buggy. I'm going to try and tie in the theme onto the engine covers. So first thing, I'm going to go ahead and cut the nubs off these.
I know. Ooh, 911. Yeah. Ooh, 911. Yeah. She ain't got no love for me cause I'm banking Southside. No, I can't change for her feelings. I done fell in love.
I've cut the nubs off here, which I think are used to attach the coil packs that sit there. I can't remember. I'd have to have a look at a photo of the stock one. Don't need them, going to cut them off. I'm not sure, the holes go a little bit deeper. I'm not sure what I'm going to do there yet. I will find some sort of filler or something to flush them off. But for now, do what I did on this one. Jump on the little sander, a mini handheld belt sander. Sand them down. Might use the wall mounted belt sander there as well for some of the bigger ones. Just pop it on there. Get them as smooth as I can. Mix of a bit of a file action as well if I need to. It goes quite deep with the gouges though, so I want to try and avoid that. Then I've got the sandpaper there to really flush them off and rub some of this paint back. And be on to the next stage. What I might actually do is screw bolts in there, then cut them off flush, and then flush them back. Then I could probably use just a spot of body filler to smooth them out if there's any little holes and pitting in between. I think that'll do the trick. Can't see why not. I don't want to fill the holes with putty or filler or anything, because then it's just in there and it can rattle and vibrate like we all know engines do. And then you probably just fall out and then it'll just ruin the whole thing. So I'm going to try this idea. Onto a bit of wet and dry to get some of the deeper gouges out that might have been left from the file or sander. Just going for 180 and then step down to I think 300 or 240 and then 300 just to get it all ready for primer, enough for it to stick. I'll have to rub back the paint as well, rub it all back, smooth it out so that you can't feel any step ups and step downs, then slap some primer down on it. Mixed up a little bit of body filler in there, fill some of the grooves, and there was some air pockets in the cast as well. And then I'll sand it back. I've done a bit of a test one there. If you look hard enough, you can see the outline of the bolt, but for what I want, I think it'll be fine. This one's in primer, all ready to roll. Waiting for the filler to flash off on this one. Well, flash off, I want it to completely dry. So now that that's in primer, while it's drying, we'll go up to the computer, finalize my design that I want to run, or the print, and then put it on my sticker machine, cut it out. Then I'll be able to do my first coat on here, which I might add a bit of white to lighten it up, and then put down the stickers after that's dried, and then do the nether coat over the top, so that way it looks a bit ghosty in there. Don't know if it's going to work out. I haven't done it before, but it can't be too hard. Let's have a look. Well, it can be hard, but I'm going to have a crack at it anyway, so we'll see what happens. Here's the working file that I've been coming up with. That's kind of the idea there, the light over the darker. And there's the cut file here. I'm going to jump on the cutter and cut that bad boy out. Design all cut out on the vinyl, just a bit of scrap that I've got. I'll weed that out.
Ooh, 911, yeah. Ooh, 911, yeah. Might be worth a try, I don't know. In love with a lie, yeah, I know. Ooh.
There we are, all cut out, covered with the application tape. Primer is done. Gonna give them a bit of a rub back with 400. Then I'm going to mix up the paint. I'm just going to do the same color as the engine bay, just with a little bit of white in there so it lightens it up a little bit. Then that way when I mix the color after for the engine bay color and go over the top, that'll be its final coat, but the stickers will be on there, so I'll be able to lift them off after and it should be lighter underneath. So that's the plan. Got them laid out there, ready to go. Got the color mixed up, so let's throw it down.
We gon' see. 911, emergency on my mind for a long time. 911, emergency on my mind for a long time.
Covers are all painted up and drying. Holding them up to it, I don't know, I might not have put enough white in there because they're a very close match to the engine bay. So I don't know. It's still a bit wet, so I'll grab it like this and we'll have a bit of a look. Whoops. Yeah, whoa. Alright, let's see. Yeah, you can't really see. It's the slight, it's going to be very, very ghosted. Not what I was aiming for, but we'll see what happens. I'll put the stickers on there nonetheless, and we'll try. Maybe I could put a bit of black in there and darken the next coat up. No, I don't want to do that because it's not going to match anything at all. Oh well, we'll see how it turns out. Covers dry, painted up. Got the stickers here now. One black, one white, because I don't see colour. Ah, there's a white one over there. Alright, I'm going to lay it down on here. This is how the covers sit in the engine bay, so cover there, obviously a whole bunch of stuff in between. But I'm going to try and make the patterns run the same way so they match somewhat, because otherwise we've got one going that way, one going that way, it's going to look weird. First step is laying down the stickers, but the backing tape isn't conformable at all, so it's a bit tricky, but I'll lay them down, focus on each individual one being on. That gives you the first kind of look at it though. First one laid out. It actually looks pretty good, black over the colour. I don't want to say the colour because I don't know how to call it, yellow or green or what to call it, but it looks pretty good. So if nothing else, if this doesn't work, then I could probably just rub it back, run that, and then just put some black stickers over it. I don't know, the black stickers might be alright with the engine heat. I'll have to see how we go, but nothing else, that would work. But let's keep going with the ghosted effect and see how that turns out. I'm going to mix up the paint now. I might thin it out a little bit because I just want good coverage, but I don't want too much build up around there. And I think the other thing that will be key is to, very carefully of course, try and lift up these or pick them out while it's still touch dry so I don't get too much of an edge. I can always, I think, 2000 it down and maybe polish them back, but if I can avoid that, I will. So we'll mix it up, see how this turns out. Got them inside here. They aren't quite dry yet, so I'm going to try and pick the vinyl out without making too much of a mess. That's kind of the look I was going for anyway. It gives you a bit of an idea with the stickers still on there. In hindsight, I probably would have done it in vinyl, and then I guess, well, it's still not going to work the way I want it to work, is it? Because then the colour's got to be white, lighter underneath. So giving that ghosted effect doesn't work, but it's raised. So I don't know, let's just peel it off and see how it looks. All picked checked out. I'll go chuck it in the sun, or the other one's in the sun. I'll go and have a look. It turned out all right. I think there's still a little bit of edges and that, but well, you're actually not going to be able to see unless it is in the sun, are you? But so far so good. That about wraps up this video. Engine covers are all done out in the sun here, drying up. I'll get them on the new motor soon once I've done the valve springs and cam. I'll leave them out here to dry. I think they turned out all right. Got the sort of idea that I was looking for, so that about wraps this one up. Plenty more to do on the engine bay here, and I'll jump onto that next.